Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back with another recording of Hearthstone. Today is oddly Thursday, March 29th because I slept through all of Wednesday due to insomnia. We're on the Americas account. We need to get at least one of these things done, and we need to get at least the Tavern Bar done. But the real thing that's killing me right now is the fact that there's just a ton of news, ever increasing amounts of games. I don't know what the best way, if there is even if it's a smart move to get the number of games I'm talking about down. Maybe I'm better off not reducing the number and sticking with covering everything. Maybe I'm not. We certainly are running into a lot of garbage. You really can't call it anything else than that. But for every garbage game I see, there's also one or two good ones. Let's see. So this Tavern Brawl is making everything a 1 mana, 1 attack, 1 health creature. Here's another bad game on Steam called Future City Coaster. It's a VR looking game from a developer who has released several games that look like they are just VR games with very little in them. And for what is in them, it is poor 1990s quality 3D animation. It does not look good at all. It's not on sale at all. It's $2 full price. Let's go ahead and kick both of those out. There's obviously no reviews because nobody's going to pay that much. It doesn't require VR. It supports just playing the game normally, which is fine, I guess, if you wanted a roller coaster game. But it doesn't seem like it's a build your own roller coaster game or anything. It seems like it's a one stationary roller coaster that you'd be bored of almost instantaneously. Let's see. Close that. We've got another bad game called Outsiders Strategist, it looks like. It's the only game by this developer, and it's selling for full price at $18.99.
So many.
It looks like an RPG Maker JRPG with some visual novel. Well, I guess I need to be careful what I call visual novels, because just because I see a character and there's text at the bottom, that doesn't mean it's a visual novel. And I've been calling a couple of games lately visual novels that may not actually have been that. Seems like it has no English support at all. So yeah, that might, if it had any reviews, I might be interested in looking at it more, but nope. Yeah.
I wonder.
There's too many good JRPGs out there already. The idea of the idea of playing one that's an unknown is real crazy. There's a game called Floor Kids that's coming to the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. There's a new version at PAX East 2018. It looks like it's a bunch of break dancers. They have kind of like a marker animation style to them. Low shading, no shading type animation style that I would call it an art style, though. I wouldn't say it's just bad animation.
Too soon.
So that's one more game you'll play at PAX East if you go to PAX East, which I don't think you're going to get that many games or that many opportunities. I still have yet to find a good reason to want to play to want to play to want to go to these conventions. They just don't strike my fancy as something that's worth the time. Let's see.
Such big teeth I have.
This and this and this. Attack.
Run away.
And then return. The studio behind Dead by Daylight has announced a new game called Death Garden. Sign up for a PC closed alpha. Let's see if we can figure out a little bit of what this is. They've been supporting Dead by Daylight quite a bit, and they're still supporting it, so that is an interesting... It's interesting that they actually succeeded at making a... Wait a minute. Am I thinking of Dying Light developers? Oh yeah, I am. Oops. Dead by Daylight is the other game. And not... Like, okay. So this makes a little bit more sense. Death Garden, now that I remember what Dead by Daylight is, looks dangerously close to the previous game, where Dead by Daylight was one player played as a serial killer and then everybody else tried to escape from him. This looks more like you're running around the forest with a gun and a shield, fighting some kind of monster. Or maybe the guy with the gun and the shield is the monster. We need more information about Death Garden, clearly, before we can even have a clue.
To my side.
Let's see.
Oh dear.
This.
The better to eat you with.
This. We'll just kill that. Nintendo of America is looking for a software engineer, but it is worth pointing out that if you're working for Nintendo America and you're a software engineer, you're probably not doing very much video game programming. You're probably working on just localizing what the Japanese programmers are doing in Nintendo of Japan. Pretty much. I mean, I don't know of anything that's really getting developed by Nintendo of America. I could be wrong about this. But let's see. You're gonna develop and share expertise, you're gonna answer technical questions, you're gonna create tutorials, demos, and document.
Run away.
You're gonna create content and participate in workshops. You're gonna create concise, easy to read documents and travel up to 10% of the time. So yeah, nothing here implies to me that you're doing anything as far as working on Nintendo games, actually. The Gamatsu has first screenshots and a teaser website for Utawaru Mono Zan, and that's UTAWARERUMONO is the first word, and then Zan is ZAN. It's a PlayStation 4 action game due out in 2018 in Japan. It's let's see if we can even try and figure out. Let's see. I don't know if this is a fighter game or a hack and slash game or what. The screenshot I see is a girl in like a what one would describe as a karate pose. Let's see. Deal 2 damage to everybody, sure. And
well played.
Do this. And
Run away.
let's see, do this. So yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that game, I guess. There's a game called Tunche, T-U-N-C-H-E, a permadeath brawler begging to be played with friends, according to PC Gamer. So many articles. I'm getting overwhelmed by game articles. Let's see. Tunche will come out in 2019 is all they really have to say. It seems like you're playing as I only see one character and they're only showing like 2 moves in the screenshots. Alright, now let's look at the trailer. I wasn't paying attention to that. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like a brawler type thing. Side-scrolling brawler. Where you're playing as this girl in a poncho who has some magical abilities and she's punching a bunch of round frog-like creatures. About to lose again. That's fine. Seems like you're in this trailer beating up a lot of frog creatures, and now the trailer I skipped forward and you're fighting this like corrupted dolphin that's all kinds of different colors. Interesting. Interesting, I suppose, but way too early to be talking about this game. Like Tunche. I seriously may have to stop reading PC Gamer just because it's covering games that are too new. Like, before there should be anything to say about it. Now, here's another PC Gamer article I am very excited to talk about. Mark of the Ninja is getting a remaster. Now,
Knowledge is power.
if they get the remaster for PC, and let's see. It doesn't seem like they're adding anything else to it other than what the special edition DLC is and improving the graphics. So hopefully on the PC side I just get the remastered version for free for owning the previous game. I think that would be the fair way to treat this. It doesn't seem like they're adding any new levels or any new abilities or any new suits. It's hard to make any kind of continuation of the story or a prequel to the story because of the way the story plays out.
Let's show our guests a good time.
Maybe they talked about making a Mark of the Ninja 2, but I'm not sure. You would almost certainly have to set it in a different time frame. Let's see. Well, what do we want to do? Because this is just going to kill me now. this guy's just gonna kill me anyways. But I guess it's still very exciting to get a remaster on a game that, honestly, that Mark of the Ninja didn't need a remaster anywhere as bad as so many other games.
Are you my master?
Let's see.
Time. Cthulhu! Cthulhu! Cthulhu!
Apparently there's a game called Silly Sonera. No, that's a streamer. There's a game called The Witch and the 100 Knight 2 that is, let's see, available for the PlayStation 4 in North America, and it will launch in Europe on March 30th. Well, I can't say anything more about this because this is from like a different website called Silly Sonera, and they're just promoting their own Let's Plays. Which that certainly isn't thought. Like, should I make my own news reporting site and website just to promote my own videos? I probably should, but it would take too much effort.
Cthulhu is my shield. Flee, screaming.
Here we've got a visual novel called Cross Channel Steam Edition. 93% of the 16 reviews are positive, which I don't even know how that number reaches that. It's from a company called Moe Novel that has published about 10 different things. This feels like this is a game that might have a nudity patch somewhere floating around. Don't. Maybe they all do.
Oh dear!
Came out March 27th. The graphics, what can we say? Honestly, I would say it is not embodying Moe animation style at all. So this is like not even true to their brand.
Let's make magic.
Yep, it looks like a visual novel set in a Japanese high school where you're gonna romance. It seems like it's got some auto forward and skip buttons right on the screen, which usually they don't have something like that directly on the screen. They hide it behind things. Let's see, English interface and subtitles and full Japanese audio. 10% off for $8.99, which I think is too expensive for any visual novel. It's the definitive masterpiece of Romeo Tanaka, veteran creator of numerous popular adventure games. So there's a name behind it. Let's see. The reviews say fonts horrible, text box is awkward, CGs are upscale, transitions are clunky, and read like and likely too literal or straight up inaccurate. Censored, lazily thrown on Steam for cheap because Moe Novel. Please do yourself a favor and avoid this localization so we don't get more like this in the future. Cross Channel deserves a hell of a lot better than this. So let's see, what do we have? A couple of Knights of the Frozen Throne cards packs. I got a legendary last recording, so maybe I'll really close on the America's account and get another legendary. That would be nice. I don't have a superbly complete, like, one rare. don't have a really complete collection of Mice of the Frozen Throne, but probably more than what I just got. I wouldn't be surprised if that is straight up 10 cards going to the death pile. Nope, 9. I was off by 1. So what was the new card that we didn't have? 1 rare card and 1 rare card. Right, so what are we doing now? Shaman class cards while trying to get the Tavern Brawl done. Let's see. Edit this, delete this, and Shaman. And I'm thinking Overload could probably work rather well. If I just type in the word over, will that work? This, 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 let's see, this, 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 that one. Got 3 more spaces. Take those 2. Take that. Is there anything I need to trade specifically out? No. I think that works pretty well. Here's a recommended review for this game. Either this game is a lot more pervy than the others by Moe Novel, or I'm just dense. It's difficult to tell. Like, a lot of these reviews are not being very long. And I would trust that negative one in English way more than I would trust the 3 other positive ones in English, because the negative one is longer and actually explains itself. However, the Japanese audience seems to love it, but then the Japanese audience may not be having the same problems as the English audience. So it looks like it might be a bad localization. So yeah, well, I'm never gonna play visual novels, so I guess it's easy enough for me to eliminate that from the list. Next game we have is a game called Fantasy Realm Torn Asunder. It's the only game on Steam by this developer for $6, $5.99, no discount. This game looks like a RPG Maker dungeon crawler game. Flip. The graphics look horrible, as they all do from RPG Maker. There's just nothing here for this price. It's early access, and it's no surprise that it has no reviews. More damage to a minion. What do we do? Something like this.
Extraordinary.
What? I just played this.
Extraordinary.
What? The game just screwed me up. I should have a mana crystal.
Happy New Year.
Well, I don't know what happened there. That was a bug. Alright, we've got a game called The Pirate's Fate that's rated positive. 94% of the 34 reviews came out March 27th.
I love omelets.
This is a bunch of anthropomorphized animals playing as pirates, so it looks like a furry game if you just make that flippant joke immediately. It does say it has sexual content in it, though, as one of the tags. It's an adventure RPG, over 20 endings. The thing says that your choices change your character. And so you magically transform your creatures into other creatures based on your desires and your actions. That's actually an interesting concept.
Darkness rising.
Let's see, and really they're not playing up on the animals falling in love with each other, which part of it much at all. Single player game. It apparently has Steam trading cards and Steam Cloud. The problem here is it's 25% off for $14.99, and it's got a soundtrack and a comic and an art book. This feels like this was a game that may have been kickstarted. Let's see. Over 300 choices across 8 unique plot lines, 35 plus transformations, 190 animated sequences. A 190,000 word script, partial voice acting, soundtracks, an unlockable gallery. Interesting, and it suggests more games like this. There's a game called Crossroads that I've never heard of. What did these people say? So this feels more like a attempt to merge the distance between a Telltale game and a visual novel in a sort of way. It's still a visual novel, definitely. Let's see. There's a not recommended review here for after 12.9 hours that says at the bottom, there's quite a few grammar mistakes and not a great variety of voice acting, but it doesn't really hinder the game experience and is easily fixable. The game feels more like a casual game that's great for when you have nothing better to play or want to try. But then there's a lot of long awarded positive reviews. I'm gonna put this one in my following queue because this would be an interesting game to see other people play. But it is a visual novel, and that's a problem. And it probably would be a pretty long one, and it is a little expensive looking, so that's a problem too. Now I'm gonna go look at this other one called Crossroads, which is rated 100% out of 17 user reviews. Let's see why this game is dissimilar.
Time runs out on me.
There's a fox guy. That's why. So it's more animals, anthropomorphized animals. Eventually somebody is going to convince me to play some kind of furry-esque game that's just built around that. I've already, to be honest here, I've already played some games where like Honey Pop has a cat character and an alien character that you date. Yeah, I'm not gonna follow Crossroad though. There's nothing specifically interesting about it. Let's see, next game we have is called The Land of Glass. It has 1 user review. It came out March 27th. It's the only game by the developer, no discount, $14.99. Let's see, I'm not gonna play this. Well, I do want to play this, but I hope this works this time.
Job's done.
It did. Alright. Let's see. It says it's a RPG action game. It looks more like it's a isometric perspective dungeon crawler RPG type game, where you're just fighting some low polygon, low resolution voxels things. It's also some kind of card game where it's like a card collecting game where you need to match swords and red swords together so that you can do a sword attack, which that changes the game quite a bit, but doesn't seem like it would really make it that interesting. Let's look at these other screenshots and see if there's anything here that really would grab my attention. It does have this heavy stained glass artistic style that it's trying to be thematic with. It doesn't work. Like, this card game is 10 to 20 years away from Hearthstone on just the amount of detail and art. And so if you're going to compare it as a card game, it fails. And I would never spend $15 on something like that. They say it's a CCG meets action RPG. I'm not sure if it really is a collectible card game, because I don't know if you can't get or don't get all the cards at the beginning of the game. Imagine it's not. It's more of a deck building game. For, as I understand what deck building games mean. At least they tried on this one. This is like a real game and a real effort. But it's too expensive. Far Cry 5 is on Steam. Of course. Seems like people are in general just okay with Far Cry 5. It's rated mostly positive. 79% of the 5,818 users rated it positive in the last 30 days. It's kind of nothing special about it though. It's rated M+. I could make a rant, but I'm trying not to do rants today, and say that it's possible, but I don't know since I haven't played Far Cry 5 myself, but it's possible that being a game set with a cult in the middle of, I believe, Montana, in the middle of the United States, I think a lot of the California and New York video game critics who are in their own like political echo chamber really wanted them to come out and make this deep political message and just like really stick it to all the people that voted for Trump, basically. And Far Cry 5 didn't do that. Far Cry 5 wasn't going to do that. Far Cry 5 specifically kind of advertised like it was going to do that, and they certainly played into a lot of that. I wouldn't... I never really expected them to actually make any political statement on the Far Cry series. They never have for any of the other games. generally speaking, it seems to be only a slight improvement over Far Cry 4. And if you haven't played Far Cry 4, you could probably get the deluxe edition of that and play that, or Far Cry 3. From what I hear, 1 and 2 are just far too different.
Time runs out on me.
A game. I think I'm a little less motivated than I would be normally to play this Far Cry game because of its setting, but I was pretty unmotivated in the first place to play this game. So Ubisoft may see lower sales from both sides of the spectrum politically, as people that are afraid it's going to bash them over the head with a political message they don't want to hear, are disappointed, and people are upset that it doesn't bash them over their heads with a political message. So I think they made the mushy middle of video games, and you never want to be in the mushy middle. You want to have something artistically to say, or don't say anything at all. This was really not the setting. I don't think being in Montana added much of anything to the setting. Could have just as easily probably been in, like, Canada. Just any kind of forested area. Next game we have is a game called Neverbound by Previous Games. This is the first game they have on Steam listed. It's $20, $19.99 with no discount. I don't know why people do that. I guess if they're gonna get 0 sales either way, it only has 3 reviews right now. Like, it might be better to say we released the game and it was $20 on Steam, it got 0 sales, and just not mention that part, versus saying we released the game and it was 99 cents on Steam and it got 0 sales. Seems like this is a VR game where you can walk on the ceiling and change gravity for you. And it seems like you're shooting at robots and jumping and dual shooting. All the VR things you have come to expect from the large amount of VR games that are exactly the same. It's early access, it requires VR, $20. Let's look at the reviews. We have 1 recommended, 2 recommended, 3 recommended, 4 recommended. There's 5 reviews in total. Interesting. They're all recommended, which I don't trust that at all. Yep, everything. All recommended. PC Gamer has an article how Cube and Cube 2 went from a student project to a whip-smart indie puzzle game. Cube and Cube 2, like Cube 1 looks like a student project from somebody who really cared about making something that they could sell. Like a thesis, I'm about to graduate type project. Cube 2 looks like a full-on game, maybe just 1 notch below Portal 1, Portal 2. It's a real sellable product, and it justifies even more to buy the purchase of Cube 1. So when you have a bar as far as quality on Steam and on PC games, Cube 1 should probably be the lowest you're willing to go. Not these RPG Maker garbage things. Not visual novels with animation that looks like it was drawn by a 13-year-old. Like, we need the higher quality. I suppose I'll get into a rant about that too. Let's see. I still have so many things.
Time runs out on me.
Well, this game on Steam is at least attention grabbing is called Oakwood Academy of Spells and Sorcery. As one review, it is the only game by this developer at $12.99 with no discount. The reason it's grabbing my attention is that the picture is of 3 different color paleted, I suppose, witches in tops that are showing a lot of cleavage, and so they're really trying to sell via sex appeal. Now that I'm looking at the trailer, though, the animation seems to be slightly inconsistent. If I would say that, it does look like it's drawn with a marker, drawn with a pen instead of something that you'd see either made in Photoshop or have shading and toning and things. And some of those ideas I know are probably not the easiest to translate to people who don't know what I'm talking about. So I summon 3 copies of that one guy? Maybe I should.
Someone's out on me.
Now, oddly, in this game trailer, the picture of the 3 girls is showing cleavage is like a stationary still image that is just shown at the very end. But this game is tagged with nudity, which is interesting, because I'm not exactly sure how Steam feels about that. Let's see. But the expense, the first thing at the thing is in the description is, don't forget to install the free Oakwood Adventure Full Edition patch, which that's the nudity patch, I'm sure, which I think Valve has specifically said don't do that, don't put it directly in the description.
Job done.
So I wouldn't be surprised if this game gets taken off. There's somebody that played it for 10.7 hours and are recommending it. Somebody played it for 9 hours. Let's see. Here's a recommended review. It says, good Kickstarter funded, well narrated, misspelled well. Not so anime styled visual novel. Yes, I could see how this game would very much appeal to somebody who doesn't want just what is the modern anime style of visual novel. Yeah, this one's for the fans of lewd games. If I ever have to go over to Pornhub because YouTube just won't host my videos anymore, this would be the type of game that I might play as a goof. So I'll put it on my fall list where I put all the lewd games just in case drastic things change and YouTube's policy changes. Which that would be crazy if YouTube got a new CEO and they said all that stuff that we used to say wasn't allowed. It's allowed now. Bring it all back. We love it all. So that was an extra epic card. 100 dust. That is nice. Alright, so where are we? Here, we're still trying to play Shaman class cards. Or 5 or more. Let's see. What should I do? I'm gonna look at all of the news for a second here and just, I think, save it all for tomorrow. I think we're at a good enough point where, yes, there's still a ton of news things to talk about and games to cover, but I don't think any of it's that important, and I think I could cover it all tomorrow in that stream. It's about 7 something. Can't read my clock. So we've been going long enough. We've done 4 45-minute things. Let's see. So I'm just clicking through all of this, trying to get to the Humble Bundle and making sure if I've talked about something already, I could go ahead and close it, because there's probably a considerable number of duplicated things. Click, click, click. That's all I'm doing. Come on, come on, come on. So many tabs. So many tabs. Still looking for feedback. Am I really serving anybody whatsoever by covering all these new games, or am I going down the right route? Because I'm not 100% certain. Like, it is possible that I'm just totally wasting my time, and I've hit so many tabs that I can't even click on the tabs anymore. I'm gonna have to hit Control Tab now to move forward. Netflix is making a live-action and an animated Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego series. That's certainly interesting. Although there is a slight problem on, I'm not sure I really want kids these days to be watching things that might encourage them to be thieves. Not with as gun happy as the police are in the United States, and how dangerous that is in other countries too, like with very heavy-handed punishments. Just so many tabs, so many tabs. I think I might be close to the end. Couldn't even close these tabs if I wanted to. And there's only going to be more I got to the end. So that means this will get me back to Twitch. Since I've looped around. So all I need to now do is scroll down Twitch, which now I've doubled the amount of just time I'm spending with nothing happening on screen. I could have tried to play a game, but I think we're pretty good where we are. So scrolling down this, I guess we could have spectated somebody. Heck, yeah, let's spectate Tragic Master for a short time. Well, host Tragic Master while I scroll down the Twitter. Looks like he's about to win. YouTube creators is retweeting people that are getting their award for having 100,000 subscribers.
Reporting for duty.
The court retracts Lindsay Lohan's appeal of the GTA 5 likeness lawsuit. I thought that lawsuit was already done, but I guess she can appeal some of those points until it all gets rejected. I heard a story of a off-brand Nintendo Switch mount dock causing save files to be deleted, breaking some games. So I would be very, very careful and only buy the official Nintendo dock because yeah, you don't want to brick your game or lose all your games. Remember, there's no cloud saves.
Can I light your fire?
A lot of this talk, I said I wasn't going to get into a rant, but a lot of this talk of toxicity in video games seems like it's just they've rebranded the video game industry, and article people have rebranded what they said Gamergate was about to try and do a Gamergate 2.0, but this time they're trying to make it like they're the good guys 100%, which is arguably exactly what they tried to do in Gamergate too, is that they tried to virtue signal for somebody who didn't really deserve to be virtue signaled for, and in the end ended up calling all video gamers unnecessary to the business of making video games, and calling everybody sexist for no reason. Really? I'm still scrolling down Twitter. See if there's anything new. Tragic Master says, I enjoy listening to anything about games, so as long as you talk gaming related, I enjoy it. My 2 cents. Thank you, Tragic Master. 2 cents are worth a lot right now on my channel because so few give them. So few people give their opinions that for every one person that talks on the chat, there's potentially 10, 20, 40, 50 people that don't.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
It only cost my soul.
Let's see. Sales rise at GameStop, apparently. Good for them, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised after Toys R Us going out of business that GameStop goes up. And see, now I'm down to 4 hours ago when we started the stream, and if Twitter is showing me things in order, I think there's nothing new to see. me scroll down. Yeah, 4 hours ago, You Must Build a Boat number 15 came out. I don't know what YouTube is doing to me lately. They've really decided that I like to get upset. So they are posting a lot of things about Gamergate specifically to me, and I'm like, okay, I want to learn more about it and see all the sides and be educated, but I've seen probably enough now, and that was like a year or two ago. It wasn't that long ago, but I don't need to see every single person's opinion on it ever. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything else new to talk about, which is good because that also means that there really wasn't a ton of what's on Steam tweets of new games. So we're set up pretty nicely.
Let us wreak havoc.
As far as tomorrow goes. We just now, I guess we'll wait and see if Tragic Master wins, because that would be quite the tease if I just ended the stream in the middle of this game.
We will shape this world to our will.
I think it has a Nintendo NES controller format,
And all for
which
me.
looks kind of cool. Probably a little too expensive for what it is. If it's a typical share fare. Wonder Wand. I didn't know you could have Wonder Wand as an actual card. See, I don't know anything about Hearthstone. Worst player ever to have played this game for 3 years.
I must act now.
That and
Reporting for duty.
I would have played this. Maybe that's the wrong move. I would have played all the cards, but that's what I always do, isn't it? Is I never hold anything back, and that probably kills me more often than it saves me.
All for me.
The power is here. We need only to seize it.
So why did he draw 3 times? Well, that's going to be it for this recording and the stream. No post-show really necessary. Again, apologies about yesterday. That is the worst instance of my insomnia, just like really screwing up schedules. It doesn't happen that often, but I knew it was eventually going to happen once I committed to trying to stream at any specific point. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. Good game, The Tragic Master. If you want to support me or a friend to follow me, there's a bunch of links down below. If you want to support me, gift me a game down on the description. No, I'm saying it all backwards today. If you want to support me, gift me a game from Steam. Tragic Master says, Aluneth, the legendary weapon, forces a draw of 3 at the end of the turn. I knew you'd draw to death if you did not have 6 damage. And then Tragic Master said, later man, thanks for the show. Yep, later. Thank you for watching, Have a good evening. Bye.